All right, I'm back again. Flo Davis, spiritual teacher, healer, alchemist, all this good stuff. Help you find yourself. We all are these things, but we just have to find it ourselves. If you're on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. If you're on Facebook, violate that like button. Get this message out. This right here, this is a crystal. So when you get into spirituality or study of self or however you want to do it, there'll be a lot of things to do. So this one, this is kind of, I went through a lot like in emotions and love and stuff like that. So well, it's pretty closed off. So this is like opening your heart crystal and stuff like that. So crystals and all kinds of stuff you'll use, but those are like everything, just like a book. They're stepping stones because you find out eventually everything is inside you, but everything are tools and stuff and to aid you into finding yourself, like your true self. There's crystals, there's minerals, there's all kind of stuff already inside your blood, but there's always different tools to get you to where you are. One of the first crystals I used probably in 2013, I believe, was a negative energy clearing crystal. So that one worked extremely well, and I'll find one later on to show you. But this one, I'm going to talk about foundations and balance. Foundations and balance, because everyone is kind of off balance. They preach one side of the spectrum, and being a spiritualist, I really want to talk about this because everyone preaches like peace and love and positivity, but that's just one side. Um, as a naturalist, the divine order of things is watching how nature works. So if you look at nature before there's clearing of something or before something new can grow, or if there's a virus or if there's a cancer, there's a storm and it's wiped out. So that's when I talk about balance in the four elements, similar to if you watch Avatar. That's a extremely spiritual cartoon. It is not even really Japanese, it's American, but they have elements: earth, wind, air, fire, and water. So a lot of times on the spiritual side, of peace and love thy neighbor and blah blah blah. But there beyond that, there has to be balance. You want to choose peace when possible, because there's a high road, but there's a need to for fire and war as well, because like again, for things to grow correctly, sometimes things have to be weeded out, and sometimes you have no choice, because you have to be balanced. If you're not balanced, you're going to be walked all over and you're not going to grow. The cancers and the viruses will weigh you down. So just like in your body, there's cancers and viruses, and then there's a way to eat. There's also like spiritually cleansing yourself from people as well. And then there'll be like demons and stuff like that, and people that have demons and parasites in them, they don't even know that they're aware of it, and they suck your energy and they feed on that because they have no spirit, no soul left. So they feed on your energy and your positivity. You cannot allow them to weigh you down and weigh your soul. And the spiritualists, when it comes to this. So basically, I speak of this like, don't be afraid to cut people off. Do not be afraid to tell the truth. And if, like I said, always go with your feelings, that higher self. Once you get there, like your emotions, the energy, the vibe is right now, go for that. And who cares if they're mad at you? And then don't be afraid of a battle. Sometimes, like I said, I speak on this as a spiritualist because everyone's talking about woo woo love and this blah blah. Sometimes motherfuckers need to be killed. Sometimes motherfuckers need to be destroyed. Like I said, look at nature. There's a fucking hurricane. I love it. It wipes out shit. You don't fucking kiss damn cancer. You cleanse that shit. If it's a virus, it's attacking your system. If it's attacking you, you attack that motherfucker back. And like energy and vibration. So I just really want to speak on that. Like give a prime example. You're building a house, and this can be with anything. Sometimes even with your elevation. Let's talk about going back to the science of self. If you're building a house, sometimes you have to start from scratch. Sometimes you just have to pummel that motherfucker, get a machine and rip, because the wood could be rotten. So you don't want to try to build a new house on rotting wood. So you need a full ass new foundation. So sometimes in your life you have to everything, you have to be removed from everything and start at your lowest point, because the pillars within inside you did not have a strong structure or a strong foundation. They were rotting. So you need brand new, you need fresh, you need brand new energies, you need people around you, the right vibration, right people that'll uplift you, not people just sucking your energy or life, or not people that are just going to use you till they get what they need and then throw you out to cast. So energy and vibration is very reciprocal. So like in a way, I'm gonna tell people to be selfish. If you're in any interaction with anyone and you feel drained, leave that interaction. You don't have to. It's about because yeah, because it's the equivalent exchange as a universal law. And I don't mean to the point where it's not like you guys have to get beyond the base. It's not about just having money. But if there's not an equivalent exchange of energy or something, if you're giving a certain energy or service, there should be a certain energy being consumed right back to you that uplifts you and allows you to grow. If not, you'll be depleted. Leave that interaction. You don't want to be around those people. Like I said, I mentored several people, several people, and like I say, on educational level or on a knowledge level, when it comes to programming or whatever, I might be on a higher level or a higher realm, but I've never felt drained from most. There were some that I were, but from most of those interactions. So that's what I'm talking about. That means the right people, because it really is filled with love or joy, or they're going back and re-giving that energy, or just vitalizing mine because they're so happy in the joy or whatever. It was an equivalent exchange. And like I said, you guys make it more difficult than it needs to be. Take a meter of yourself. How did you feel? Just slow down. It doesn't have to be so super and so advanced. How did you feel after that interaction with that person? If you felt drained, stop fucking with them. Stop fucking with them. Period. Like, it's just that simple. So, and like I said, the same thing in yourself. Like sometimes you might be moved or you might be shown things and you felt like you've moved backward, but you might have to be away from those energy draining, life sucking people. And you might need to be put in an environment with people that are uplift you and see your rising. So that's what I'm talking about. Foundations, balance. Don't be afraid to cut people off. And there's not like nature does not always mean peace. There is a storm before. Anytime you see a luscious, beautiful rain, like rainforest and stuff, there's storms, there's tsunamis that get rid of all that bullshit, all that manure, all that shit, all that garbage. It has to be washed away. And then you see how nature does it through a fucking storm. So a lot of times before something major, you might need to do war. And then like I said, when you know yourself and you know where your energy is, you know when someone's bullshitting you or whatever it may be, and you know when time to attack and when there should be a time for peace. But the main thing is like the laws, the scales of Maya, is balance. So I'm not always preaching love. I'm not always preaching peace. I preach balance, and be balanced in every interaction. That's what you learn. And if you don't know better, ask for eyes, your first eye, to see better and to see through people and read your feelings and read your energies and read your uneasy. And if you, like I said, if you don't know, then wait. That means don't make no fucking decision at all. So balance, 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 balance. Look within, inside yourself. Nature, detoxify, lay your back on a tree, get water from strong and heavy rains, and your roots will grow. Then you could see with true eyes, to see like all this bullshit out of here, because a lot of people are carbon copy clones of everything. If it's not on television, if it's not on social media, if it's not on some other shit, or not some fucking rapper is saying it, they don't have their own fucking personality anyway. They're walking zombies and clones. So look inside yourself and find who you truly are, and then you'll see who truly is good for you and who is a vampire, who is soul. Because there's people think everybody has soul. There are people that are walking soulless out here. So you'll see what you need to be, where you're aware of, and where you're going. Put yourself around people where you are going. Put yourself around energies and vibrations that lift you up. There's so many things that can be done in the earth that's uplifting and positive, and there's so many things that need to be done. If you're not being inspired, then you need to be around a different group of people. So peace, love, blessings. Like I said, from warriors and ninjas, we're going to choose peace if we can. But if it comes to something else, sometimes there has to be war. There has to be storms before the sunlight comes. So don't always choose peace. Choose peace when it can be chosen. Because sometimes you can't play with people because they'll keep bullshitting you. And sometimes you have to speak war. You have to speak some shit back to them so they don't fuck with you no more. So that's my spiel on this. There's a lot of things going around, like I said, good and bad. There's good energy, but there's a lot of shit that's negative and that we're not talking about it because we're so on fake news about from people missing and all kind of stuff. So it's enough of that shit. You cannot play with demons. Demons are still going rampant crazy because you're praying, oh, bless him, and Jesus be that and all that bullshit. At the end of the day, if a motherfucker think about a lion. If someone took my child, I wish death upon them in 1,000 deaths. That's what I pray. I pray to fucking kill my motherfucking enemies with the same energy that they come at me. So I'm not one of those regular things. If anything, I preach more Old Testament, eye for an eye. So, and then they can say, oh, the eye for an eye brought the whole world blind, but Dalai Lama was actually racist. So, you have to get back, think about the energy stuff. Stop just regurgitating what everyone says. Think about the energy and the things that are in you. It's just that simple. Treat each other as you want to be treated. And like I said, with when there's cancer, you don't kiss a cancer. You're not, oh, I love cancer. Y'all like, fuck cancer. So people can be cancers. People can be viruses. So you need to really not be like kissing and being in love with that energy. All right. Peace, love, blessings. Choose high. Knowledge, balance. I see you. Namaste.